दोस्तों, आप लोग जब इंटरव्यू देने जाते हो, आपके दिमाग में बहुत सारे प्रश्न चल रहे होते हैं कि क्या मैं इस इंटरव्यू में पास हो जाऊंगा? कहीं मैं रिजेक्ट तो नहीं हो जाऊंगा? क्या पता पूछ ले इंटरव्यूअर मेरे प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में जिस पे मैंने काम ही नहीं किया है। क्या पता ऐसा कुछ पूछ लिए जो मैंने रिवाइज नहीं किया है, जिस पे मैंने हैंड्स ऑन नहीं किया है। ऐसे बहुत सारे सवाल आपके दिमाग में चल रहे होते हैं जब आप एक इंटरव्यू देने जाते हो। तो आज ट्रेन विद शुभम चैनल पे हम लोग एक लाइव मॉक इंटरव्यू लेने वाले हैं दोस्तों, जहां पे मैं बनने वाला हूं एक इंटरव्यूअर। आपने देख ही लिया होगा इंटरव्यूअर जैसे मैं तैयार हो चुका हूं। मेरे क्वेश्चंस मेरे दिमाग में है। जॉब ओपनिंग है एक 2 से 3 साल एक्सपीरियंस डेवॉप्स इंजीनियर की। अब भले ही 2 से 3 साल एक्सपीरियंस डेवऑप्स इंजीनियर की है, बट मैं जो क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा वो फ्रेशर लेवल से पूछूंगा। धीमे धीमे लेवल बढ़ाऊंगा बेस्ड ऑन द कैंडिडेट। और इस मॉक इंटरव्यू से आपको समझ में आएगा दोस्तों कि एक इंटरव्यू एक्चुअल में होता कैसे है। सो हेलो दोस्तों, आप सबका स्वागत है ट्रेन विद शुभम चैनल पे, और आप देख रहे हैं लाइव मॉक इंटरव्यू फॉर डेवऑप्स इंजीनियरिंग। आई होप सब लोग लाइव आ चुके हैं। मैं आज आपके कमेंट्स नहीं पढ़ पाऊंगा क्योंकि मैं यहाँ पे एक्चुअल में एक इंटरव्यू लेने वाला हूँ। इंटरव्यूई जिनका मैं इंटरव्यू लेने वाला हूँ, एक्चुअल में उनका एक इंटरव्यू स्केड्यूल्ड है कल। और जो जो जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिखा हुआ था उनके, उसी से रिलेटेड मैं क्वेश्चंस पूछने वाला हूं दोस्तों। तो इससे आपको एक रियल लाइफ इंटरव्यू सिनेरियो के बारे में पता चलने वाला है। अगर आप इस इंटरव्यू के लिए रेडी हो तो फटाफट चैट में बता दो। एंड इसी के साथ लेट्स वेलकम मधुप टू आर इंटरव्यू। So, hello Madhup. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, hello, hi, sir.
Great, great. So, Madhup, it's really good to have you. I have gone through your resume. It's very, very impressive. And our company has decided to go forward with you for first round of interview. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling nice actually. I have 2 to 3 years of experience, so
Oh,
yeah, feeling great.
oh, that's great. So, why don't you tell me about yourself?
So, hi, I am Madhu Pandey. I am basically from Nagpur, but currently I am working in Pune as a DevOps engineer at FIS Global. So, my day-to-day activities in my current organizations are like managing Jenkins CI/CD pipelines and automating the manual task using shell scripting or Python scripting.
Okay.
So, in almost I have been there from the last 3 years here, and total I have 3+ years of experience in cloud and DevOps. So during this journey, I have gained lots of knowledge in DevOps and DevSecOps. So if I the technology that I have worked on, that I will tell you. So first of all, I have worked on GitHub, Docker, Jenkins, Kubernetes, Ansible, and in monitoring perspective, I have worked on Grafana and Prometheus. So yeah, and currently I am also working on an open source project called Wanderlust, where as a DevOps engineer, I am deploying that application using the DevSecOps practices. And yeah, apart from that, I have done the certifications also, a few certifications on DevOps and AWS, like from the train with Shubham only. So yeah, this is all about myself.
That's great. Sounds like a really good profile you have built in the last 3 years. So, very interesting to know that you're also contributing to open source, also
Yeah,
doing certifications while continuing your job. So, your day must be quite hectic, right? You must be doing a lot of things.
yeah,
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, you mentioned about Kubernetes. You also
yeah,
mentioned you know a lot of open source tools. Okay.
yeah.
So, I wanted to know when you say open source, let's say Kubernetes. So, how do you set up a Kubernetes cluster? How have you set up a Kubernetes cluster before in production?
Yeah. Yeah, so actually, in my organization, there is a requirement for Kubernetes cluster. So first of all, I have set up the Kubernetes cluster on dev environment. So there are total 4 node cluster. there are one control plane and three nodes. So I have set up that cluster using kubeadm. And yeah, so first of all, I have created the four cloud on Azure, four virtual machine on Azure. And there I have mentioned one as a control node and other three as a worker node. So I have you set up using the Kubernetes kubeadm only.
Oh, that's great. So you mentioned that the cluster was of four nodes. Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you think the nodes communicate with each other? How are they communicating? How are they knowing which is server, which is master, which is the slave node?
So actually, if we see in control plane, there are four main components like
Hmm.
API server, etcd, controller manager, and cubes. There is one more. Actually, I'm not recalling of
Okay.
that, but API server is the main thing
Okay.
which will communicate with the control node. And in control node, there is one component called as kubelet, which is
Okay.
continuously communicating with the API server. So in
Yeah.
that, yeah.
So my question is, the kubelet service is there, API server, they are communicating. But what is the network which they are using? How are they? What kind of network they use for communication?
Yeah, so I have used the CNI. There is
Okay.
one concept called CNI networking. So I have used that one only.
So CNI, what does it stand for?
Container networking interface.
Oh, that's great. So any CNI that you have worked on before, particularly?
Pardon?
Any CNI particularly that you have worked on before?
Yeah. So I have used AWS CLI as of now.
Okay. No, I'm using CNI. Which network interface have you
Oh,
used?
CNI.
Yeah.
Um, ViewNet. I'm
Oh,
not sure, but yeah, ViewNet.
yeah, yeah. There are many. ViewNet, Calico. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's great. So, in production, so in our company, we're using EKS. On our workloads are distributed all over AWS. So you mentioned Azure. So how fast can you adapt with AWS?
Sir, actually, I'm not able to listen. Can you please come again?
Yeah. So we are using AWS EKS clusters. So,
Yeah.
and you have used Azure machines. How quickly can you adapt with our AWS infrastructure?
Yeah, so actually, right now in my organization, we are using Azure only.
Okay.
But yeah, I have deployed few projects on EKS
Oh,
cluster.
that's
So currently, I have deployed 10 plus projects on EKS. So yeah, I have uh, great knowledge about the EKS cluster also.
that's great to know. So, in an EKS cluster, how does a load balancer work?
In EKS cluster, actually, it is fully managed AWS Kubernetes service where it automatically handles the load on EKS. So
Okay. But there is something known as application load balancer, network load balancer.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what is the
So
difference between application load balancer and network load balancer?
application load balancer is generally an internet facing load balancer where all the peoples or the outside clients, whichever whoever they are application are using. So that is called as application load balancer. Generally, we expose to the outside world. A network load balancer is generally for the internal thing. Like if we want to route something internally, then we can use network load balancer.
Okay. That's great to know. So I was just having a look at your resume, Madhu. So this is your resume which you have provided. You have mentioned Nginx and Apache Tomcat. So what exactly does Nginx do?
It is generally for reverse proxy thing. If we
Okay.
want to do reverse proxy, then we can use uh, Nginx.
Okay, got it. So how is Nginx different from Apache Tomcat?
Uh, Actually, I have worked mostly on Nginx and Apache. I have used only for my personal projects. So Apache and Nginx both are same for hosting the web applications, but Nginx gives more feature for reverse proxy.
Okay. So in automation scripting, you have mentioned shell scripting and scripting. Where have you used Groovy scripting?
Yeah, so recently I have used Groovy scripting where I have implemented Jenkins shared library. So there I have used the Groovy scripting. I have created all the Groovy scripts for Jenkins pipeline, and from there I used in Jenkins file. So there I have used the Groovy scripting.
Got it. So, in your experience of more than 3 years, how frequently do you use shared library in Jenkins?
Okay, so in our organization, we are using Jenkins only, but not shared library. So
Okay.
I have been using the Jenkins shared library from the last 6 to 7 months,
Okay.
and I have implemented almost all on my GitHub repositories. All the projects which I have on my GitHub repository, I have implemented shared library there.
Okay. So you mean to say in your personal projects you have used shared libraries, but in your
Yes.
production, in your work environment, you don't prefer shared libraries?
Yeah, right now we are not using Jenkins shared library, but we are using the traditional approach like declarative pipelines.
Okay. So, can you convince me? I'm being a manager, I'm your manager, and can you convince me to use some technology which you think is good, but the company is yet to adapt? How will you convince me?
So let's take an example on Jenkins shared library only. So right now, if we are not using Jenkins shared library, then it's difficult to manage the Jenkins file in different environments. So suppose if we have dev environment, staging environment, and production environment. So all these environments, we need a separate Jenkins file to, uh, I mean, do CI/CD, right? So
Yeah.
in that case, if we use Jenkins shared library, then we need only one repository where we can store all the common code in all the pipelines. Suppose we have three pipelines, so all the common codes we can store in the Jenkins shared library, and from there we can use just function of the shared library, and it it will done our task. So we don't need to write the different types of files in different environment. So that is
Okay.
the thing, we can write only one file and we can use the shared library in the different environment. So it will also help us to reduce the Jenkins file count in every environment.
So
So that is,
reusability, you mean to say?
yeah,
That's
we can
great.
use that.
So let's say being a senior DevOps engineer, you have to communicate the same to a upper management, and they are very serious about the changes that you made. So how, if they disagree, what would be your reaction?
So reaction, like I will first try to fix that issue. What is the issue they are facing, or why they are disagreeing the things?
Okay.
So I will first investigate on that, and then I will see what could be the possible reasons and how we can resolve that issues.
Okay. Okay, got it. So here you have used CI/CD tools, Jenkins and GitLab. Can you tell me two advantages why my company should be moving to GitLab instead of Jenkins?
Okay. So first of all, in GitLab, we have all the DevOps tools already there. Like if we want to create any bug or ticket, we can create directly on the GitLab UI. So
Okay.
Jenkins does not have that feature to create the you mean um, tickets and all, right?
Hmm.
That is one thing. And GitLab has their own UI. It doesn't need any server to deploy, right? In Jenkins, we need a server there, and there we can install the Jenkins, and then we can start using it. But in GitLab, we don't need any server. We can just use the UI. So reducing the cost is the one thing. If we don't need server, then it will automatically reduce that cost. And the second thing is we can use ticketing and all the things in one UI. So that
Okay.
is the GitLab.
So what are runners in GitLab?
So runners are like it's nothing but just a virtual machine where we need to run our CI/CD pipeline in GitLab. Suppose you need, we have lots of shared runners as well, but they are shared runners where all outside the world using that same runners. But if we want our personal runner, then we can use a runners as well.
Okay. So our senior DevOps engineer here, his name is Chung. Now, Chung is running GitLab runners using Kubernetes. So, do you have any experience with Kubernetes as a GitLab runner?
So right now I have not used GitLab as a Kubernetes, but yeah, I have implemented only Ubuntu instance and I have
Okay.
added that as a runner.
Okay. So, let's take a scenario where my GitLab runner has a particular pipeline to build. And for some reason, the memory on my runner, it's full. How will you tackle it as a DevOps engineer?
So yeah, first of all, if my pipeline is running and it got an error, so first I will go to my pipeline and I will see what is the error exactly. If it is showing like memory full, then I will first go SSH to my instance or a runner, we can say. From there we can just see the commands like df-h to see the memories and all. If it is full, then we can just clear the caches on and all and
Okay.
unnecessary files.
So in Linux, there's a concept of swap memory. So have you worked on that? Have you worked on swapping memory before?
No, actually, I have heard about it, but yeah, I will explore if I get any chance. So,
Okay. So in our company, there was a recent issue. So our SSL certificate, so it was kept on auto renew, but for some reason it was not renewed. So can you tell me more about what is SSL and how is it beneficial for any website or any application?
yeah, so SSL is like transferring the data between a website to a backend using secure network. Okay, so
Okay.
if we don't have any SSL, then maybe the attackers or
Hmm.
hackers they will steal our data. Some informative data they can steal. So in that case, we can use SSL. And recently, I have worked on the SSL thing. And I have implemented the SSL certificate for the Jenkins UI. Like we have a Jenkins UI platform. There that firstly that not configured SSL,
Hmm.
so I have configured that. So yeah.
So any open source tools that you can recommend our company which we can use for SSL?
Yeah, we can use certbot. There is
Okay.
one tool called certbot that is the open source tool, so we can use that for SSL. And nginx for the reverse proxy thing. So
Okay.
nginx plus certbot, it will uh, implement TLS and SSL certificates for us.
Great. So I was going through your resume and I found really interesting thing. Implemented security best practices, vulnerability scans to reduce security related issues by 80%. Now, can you explain this line? What are the best practices that you used in order to improve the security of your application?
Yeah, so previously in our organization, we are not using the DevSecOps things like security thing. We are
Okay.
just running the pipelines where the stages like Git checkout, I mean the code checkout, then
Hmm.
testing and build and then deployment only. So
Okay.
in that case, we are not verifying whether the code is reliable or not for the production and any other things like bugs, code smells. So we have researched on that, and we have came to know that there are lots of tools available in the market for DevSecOps or security perspective. So we have chosen three security tools like Trivi, SonarCube, and OWASP. So we have started implemented that, and right now we have all the pipelines with the DevSecOps only. So in that case, 80% means like first we are not using that security thing. So there are lots of bugs. So when we started as a security, then we have reduced the errors and all by 80% thing. So yeah.
Seems you have done quite a lot of things in your career. So, and you have been saying a lot of things. Have some water, be relaxed.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, really good work, Madhu. A few things which I wanted to ask. So, you have added Argo CD as a CD tool for deployment on Kubernetes. So, can you tell me how does the architecture of Argo CD work? If you can just give me a rough idea, what is your understanding of Argo CD's architecture? I'm not talking about that Argo CD is a CD tool. I wouldn't be, interested in those answers. How does Argo CD work? Can you tell me something about that?
Okay. So recently, I have implemented the Argo CD in my project where we have a code in my GitHub repository, and Argo CD is just like integrating with the GitHub. And whenever I have any recent code pushed to the GitHub repository, Argo CD will automatically take that and deploy to the Kubernetes cluster. So if we say in short, Kubernetes Argo CD will get in sync with GitHub, and it will just deploy our code on Kubernetes.
Okay. So, but my question is how? So, how does GitHub tell Argo CD that, hey, something has been pushed? How does it happen?
So we need to integrate that. Actually, we have where we have installed our Kubernetes cluster. There only we need to install Argo CD, and from
Okay.
that we have an API server. With that API server, we can access that Argo CD in the UI, and from that we can integrate. There is an option called I'm not recalling that option, but yeah, with that we can import, create and sync with GitHub repository.
Okay. So, do you mean to say webhooks?
Yeah, webhooks, correct. Actually, I've forgotten that word.
Okay. So, just a follow up question on webhooks. So, adding a webhook, it requires opening of a certain or a particular port number, right? So if I'm opening a port number, I'm exposing my port number to the outside world. How are you making sure that security point of view it's taken care of?
So, first of all, if we have a particular secured environment like VPCs and all, so in that case, we just need, if we are opening any security group, then we can add as a my IP. So, in that case, it will not expose to the outside world only. It will just in between our organization and network.
Okay, so you mean particular IP addresses and that IP
Yeah,
address only can access. Okay.
local local IP address.
Okay. So so we generally use Bastion server or a jump server. So what kind of approach do you use? For example, you must be having your laptop machine. Do you use VPN to access your
Yeah,
your office machine,
yeah.
or how does it happen? How does your day look like? So is it a VPN from your home or do you work from office? Wanted to know more about you.
Yeah, so actually, we have a hybrid kind of thing in our
Okay.
organization. So in that case, we have a VPN called Global Protect. There
Okay.
we are using VPN. So VPN is like just if we want to access anything from inside the organization, then we use VPN, and it's Global Protect only in our organization.
Okay. Okay, understood. So, just getting to know more about you. How, for example, if so, we have a few teammates here in our DevOps engineering team. We have Chung, we have Aniket. Now, let's assume Aniket is on leave and Chung is not feeling well that day, and you have got a lot of high priority work. There's a client work that you have to do. You have to deliver. How will you tackle that situation? There's a teammate who is not joining the office that day. There's a teammate who is ill. How will you manage as a senior DevOps engineer?
Um, so first of all, I will check what is the issues. If we are having any production issues, then obviously we need some more higher authority people. So yeah, and if I am able to resolve any issues in the absence of those peoples, then I will try to, like, I will try to not sure
Okay.
about it, but yeah.
Okay. Getting it. So let's say you have got three tasks. First task is Aniket's task. Second task is Chung's task. And third task, which I have assigned to you. As I said, Aniket is not feeling well. Chung is out for some work. How will you manage that day?
So first, I will try. I will figure out what is the main, what is the critical issue. I will start with that issue, and if we have any production issues, then yeah, first we need production as a production issue should be resolved
Okay.
first. So in that case, I will use that.
So basically, you are prioritizing things?
Yeah, if we have any production issues, then
Okay.
obviously we need to prioritize.
That's a really good answer. Prioritizing always helps. And how often have you heard this word called no whenever you add any change? For example, you have created a pull request to our Terraform code. We have a Terraform infrastructure, and I didn't like the way you have written your Terraform script. How well will you take it, or how do you reply to your review on your pull request? Let's say I've given a review that this provider should not be used in Terraform. Can you tell me how would you reply to that, and why are you saying yes, I will change it, or no, I won't be changing it? How will you tackle that situation?
So, first of all, I will ask, like, what is the issue in that, and if they are saying like this code is not, I mean, not good for the infrastructure building, then obviously I will review on it and figure out the solution for that.
Okay. So, how often do you ask questions in your team?
Uh, yeah, suppose if there is any task and I don't know about what is the issue and how we can resolve that, so in that case I generally ask the question. Otherwise, uh, I generally try to resolve that issue by my own.
Okay. So, let's take the previous scenario where you have created the pull request with a provider on Terraform. Now, according to you, that provider version is correct. But according to me, I am not, approving that pull request. Would you ask question that, hey, what's wrong in this, or would you directly say, okay, yes sir, I'll change it? What would be your approach?
No, so first of all, I will ask on ki what is the issue there, and if there are issues, like if he's saying something on that, so yeah, if it is genuine, then I will change my code. Otherwise, if it is working fine and there is no issue, then yeah.
Just a piece of advice, always ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. That helps a lot in DevOps engineering. So if
Okay.
you want to, summarize DevOps engineering, you've been a DevOps engineer for more than 3 years.
Hmm.
So your starting day and your current day, the definition of DevOps engineering must be different, right? When
Yeah.
you joined as a fresher. So over the period of time, how has DevOps evolved according to you, according to the tools that you have
So
used, according to the company that you have been? So can you answer that?
yeah, so actually, in 2021, I have joined as a DevOps engineer. So actually by luck, I had joined as a DevOps engineer. I don't
Okay.
know about what is the DevOps engineer in past 2021. So they have just added me as a DevOps engineer. I don't know about any what is DevOps and all. So first of all, my senior told me that, hey, learn all the Linux commands. So I am a person where I'm not able to recall any single command on Linux, like ls command or anything. So in that case, I felt very depressed, and I just questioning myself that I am fit for this role or not. So from that, I have started exploring the DevOps, and from that, I got to know what is DevOps, and how we can how we can go to expert level in that. So yeah.
Okay, great. So, Madhu, really good talking to you. One last question from my side. So, how would you tell one of your strength and one of your weakness? Is there any, or if you don't have any weaknesses, you can tell that as well. But yeah, I hope you have some strengths and weakness. Can you tell me about that?
So yeah, strengths is like, I just want to learn the new technologies in the field of DevOps and clouds only, because I have chosen my career as a DevOps only, DevOps and DevSecOps. So strength is like, if we have any new tools coming in future for DevOps and all, so I would love to learn that technology. So, and in weakness, like, if I don't get any solution for a particular issue, so I feel like it would not happen. I don't know how to resolve that. So that is my weakness. I'll try to gain knowledge about it, but if I don't get any solution, then as a
You must be getting restless.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can imagine that happens a lot. Yeah. I hope you work on that.
Sorry.
I hope you work on your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
That's great. That's great. So, Madhup, it was really great having you, and the HR will get back to you soon.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Superb. So, well done, Madhup. I think आपने बहुत ही अच्छा इंटरव्यू दिया है एंड खत्म हो चुका है खत्म हो ओके
Thank
सो
you.
गुड गुड वर्क मधुप रियली गुड वर्क बहुत ही अच्छा आपने इंटरव्यू दिया एंड आई एम प्रिटी श्योर ये क्वेश्चंस आपसे मतलब कुछ कुछ इंटरव्यू में पूछे गए होंगे बट
Actually, I have four interview lined up, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So
ओके
total four interviews. I'm very nervous
सुपर
about that, but yeah.
सुपर सो ये थे मधुप बट मैं अभी इस स्ट्रीम को एंड नहीं कर रहा हूं कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने 9 बजे से लेके 9:30 बजे तक अभी चलो लोगों को ये ना लगे कि भाई ये रिकॉर्डेड करके लाया है और मधुप को पहले क्वेश्चन बता दिए होंगे तो आज की तारीख मैं बता देता हूँ आज 19 जून है मजाक कर रहा हूँ आज 21 जून है अभी बज रहे हैं 9:33 कितने लोग पहले मिनट से अभी तक पूरा इंटरव्यू उन्होंने देखा है मुझको फटाफट चैट में बूम लिख के बता दो इफ यू थिंक दैट द इंटरव्यू वाज हेल्पफुल और आपने पूरा इंटरव्यू देखा है देखते हैं कितने लोगों ने आज पूरा इंटरव्यू देखा है तो ट्रैवलिंग स्क्वाड I am watching from starting. So, Madhu, there was a lot of people who were watching you, and really good confidence कि आपने इतने सारे लोगों के सामने you've given interview. So, really good, superb.
Thank you, sir.
I see a lot of people are watching. So, how many of you want कि मैं मधुप को feedback दूँ live? हम लोगों को छोड़ो मधुप से पूछता हूँ तुम्हें फीडबैक लाइव चाहिए या
Uh, it
कॉल
means a lot, sir. Please.
कॉल करके फीडबैक दूँ
No, no, we can go live.
एचआर विल गेट बैक टू यू या अभी दे दूँ
अभी दे दो सर, अभी ज्यादा बेटर रहेगा.
चलो सो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू वांट द लाइव फीडबैक आई कैन सी देर आर मोर देन 80 पीपल वॉचिंग मधुप लाइव बट फॉर सम रीजन वहां पे एक आइकन है जिसपे ऐसा थंब बना हुआ है लाइक वाला दे हैव नॉट प्रेस्ड इट अगर वो लाइक आइकन आई कैन सी जो 80 लोग देख रहे हैं इफ इट क्रॉसेस 50 तो आई विल बी गिविंग अ फीडबैक लेट्स सी लेट्स सी इफ इट, सो जेन्युइन फीडबैक, एकदम जेन्युइन, एकदम जेन्युइन, क्योंकि मधुप के 4 इंटरव्यूज लाइंड अप है। मैं उसको ऐसे शुगर कोटेड फीडबैक देके उसका फ्यूचर नहीं खराब करना चाहता, जेन्युइन ही दूंगा। सुपर, चल, आई कैन सी द 50 लाइक इज डन। सो जस्ट वन रिक्वेस्ट मधुप, आप म्यूट कर लीजिए थोड़ी देर, एंड
Yeah.
आई जस्ट टेल यू व्हेन टू अनम्यूट, ओके? सुपर। सो सबसे पहले तो समझते हैं कि एक इंटरव्यू जब होता है, जब कंडक्ट होता है, तो एक इंटरव्यूअर देखता क्या है इंटरव्यू में? सबसे पहले, इज द कैंडिडेट अराइविंग ऑन टाइम? सो 9 बजे का इंटरव्यू था, मधुप अराइव्ड एट 9:55, विच इज, सॉरी, 8:55, विच इज 5 मिनट पहले। गुड पॉइंट्स। अराइविंग अर्ली फॉर एन इंटरव्यू, गुड। आप लोगों ने देखा जिस स्पीड से मेरा इंटरनेट था, मधुप का भी इंटरनेट उसी स्पीड से था, विच मीन्स अगर आप एक कैंडिडेट हो, आपको अगर ऑनलाइन इंटरव्यू दे रहे हो, यू शुड बी हैविंग गुड स्पीड। अगर आप मधुप को देखो, ही इज वेयरिंग अ कॉलर्ड शर्ट, ही हैज अ प्लेन बैकग्राउंड, बहुत ही प्लेन बैकग्राउंड है, मतलब पीछे कुछ ऐसे बढ़िया इधर उधर के कपड़े वपड़े नहीं सूखे हुए, ओके? ही इज हैविंग अ प्लेन बैकग्राउंड, वेरी प्रोफेशनल। ये पहली चीजें होती है जो एक इंटरव्यूअर देखता है एक इंटरव्यू में, ठीक है? अब यहां से स्टार्ट कर देते कि जब मैंने मधुप को पहली ग्रीट किया कि कैसा आपका दिन जा रहा है, ये वो, एक छोटी सी चीज जो मधुप यहाँ पे इंप्रूव कर सकते थे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि कैसा जा रहा है आपका दिन, ये वो चीज है, इंटरव्यूअर इज ट्राइंग टू गेट टू नो यू, वो माहौल को थोड़ा इजी बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है। तो हमेशा स्टार्ट विद अ कॉन्वर्जेशन कि यार मेरा दिन तो सही जा रहा था, आई वॉज लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड फॉर दिस इंटरव्यू एंड फाइनली इट्स हियर, सो फाइनली, ऐसे यू कैन बी नॉर्मल, ओके? नॉर्मल आप हो सकते हो, एंड ऑलवेज आस्क हाउ इज देयर डे गोइंग, क्योंकि इंटरव्यू और वाइवा दोनों अलग चीज़ है। वाइवा में हम लोग जाते हैं तब मैम से नहीं पूछते कि मैम आप कैसे हो, नहीं। इंटरव्यू में आप पूछ सकते हो ना, हाउ इज योर डे गोइंग, ये वो चीज़ है, ओके? सो वहां से ट्राई टू हैव अ कॉन्वर्जेशन, एंड वंस दैट कॉन्वर्जेशन गेट्स फ्री फ्लोइंग, वहां पे इंटरव्यूअर क्वेश्चन डालता है, टेल मी अबाउट योर सेल्फ, क्योंकि अब इंटरव्यूअर वांट्स टू नो मोर अबाउट यू। अब जब टेल मी अबाउट योर सेल्फ आता है, उसमें सिंपल सा आंसर होता है। वो होता ना, वो एक वो आया था, टीवी शो आया था, शरारत, भूत भविष्य वर्तमान बदलिंग, ऐसे करके कुछ तो था। भूत, भविष्य, वर्तमान, पास्ट, फ्यूचर, प्रेजेंट, इतना ही बताना है। पास्ट, I've been working as a DevOps engineer for more than 3 years with FIS. Past. Bhavishya, I'm really looking forward to use my skills, my DevOps engineering skills into production deployment or whatever. Present. Currently, I have more than 3 projects which I've worked on using Kubernetes, Argo CD. Done. Simple short. भूत भविष्य वर्तमान आपने पूरा बता दिया है, ठीक है? बस उतना ही। इसके आगे जब जाओगे ना, तो इंटरव्यूअर को लगेगा कि अरे यार, इसने पहले क्या बोला था, मिस हो जाता है। तो कीप द इंट्रोडक्शन वेरी शॉर्ट, बट अपना इंट्रोडक्शन पेन पेपर पे लिख लो कि मुझको ये पॉइंट्स बोलने हैं। जैसे मेरा ऑस्ट्रेलियन कंपनी में इंटरव्यू था, दे आस्क्ड मी, टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ। हाय, दिस इज शुभम, आई एम हैविंग मोर देन 6 years of experience in Python development, DevOps engineering, cloud. Now my goal is to utilize those 6 years of experience into senior roles. Currently, I'm working on deployment of a 3-tier application for my production environment. I have a lot of work going on there, but I'm looking for more challenges, hence I'm applying for the job. प्रेजेंट भी बता दिए कि भैया मेरा ये इंटेंशन है, आई एम अप्लाइंग, पास्ट में मैंने ये कर चुका हूँ, भविष्य में इधर जा दो। बस सिंपल, टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ बता दिया, पूरा हिस्ट्री कहाता नहीं बतानी है। तो एक वहां पे मुझको एक चीज लगी। अब मैंने 30 मिनट्स तक इंटरव्यू लिया, कहीं पे भी मैं बोर नहीं हुआ, सो दैट वॉज अ गुड साइन। इंटरव्यूअर को बोर नहीं होने देना है, दैट वॉज अ गुड साइन। अब बोर कब होता है पता है? अगर मैं बोलूँगा कि 30 मिनट्स तक इंटरव्यू लेना है, बट मैं ऐसे कुछ ना कुछ बोलता रहूँगा, और इसी टोन में अगर मैं बोलता रहा, तो मेरे सारे व्यूअर्स अनसब्सक्राइब करके मेरे चैनल को चले जाएंगे और मेरा घर भी रुक जाएगा। जब मैं अपनी वॉइस को सेम टोन पे लेके जा रहा हूँ, मैं बोर हो जा रहा हूँ। बट अगर मैंने वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन डाला है, तो व्यूअर्स अभी तक बैठे हुए कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जो 9 बजे से बैठे हुए हैं? क्यों? क्योंकि मेरा वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन हो रहा है, मधुप का भी वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन हो रहा है। व्हेन यू डू वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन, सामने वाला बोर नहीं होता है, क्योंकि उनका दिमाग चलने लगता है। ओके, सो नेवर हैव अ कांस्टेंट वोकल्स। ओके, थोड़ा सा वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन आपको करना है। सो आपके आंसर्स बहुत अच्छे थे। मैंने एसएसएल पूछा, आर्गो सीडी पूछा, टेक्निकली यू आर वेरी गुड। बीच बीच में जहाँ पे ऐसा हो रहा था कि फॉर एग्जांपल आप आर्गो सीडी के बारे में बता रहे थे, सो आर्गो सीडीज थोड़ा सा पॉज ले रहे थे वहाँ पे। तो जहाँ पे आपको पॉज लेना, एक सिंपल सी ट्रिक है, इट्स राइट देयर, बट ओह यस आई गॉट इट। छोटा सा आपने मॉड्यूलेशन किया, मॉड्यूलेशन में बता दिया। फॉर एग्जाम्पल आर्गो सी डी, आई थिंक इट्स आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल इट, ओह इट्स वेब हुक्स। बेसिकली आपने उनसे बातें की है। आप जब ये बोल देते हो कि सॉरी आई कांट टेल, नो आई डोंट नो दिस, सॉरी, नो, ये नेगेटिव कीवर्ड्स है जो इंटरव्यूअर को नहीं सुनना है। इट्स राइट देयर, ओह रिकॉल्ड इट। जब आप ऐसे बोलोगे ना, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस खुद ही झलकता है आपके इंटरव्यू में। वो सारी चीज़ों में आपको देना है। जब भी बिहेवियरल राउंड, और मैंने जो क्वेश्चन पूछे थे ना कि जब अनिकेत छुट्टी पे होगा, ये वो कल्चरल फिट थे। हमेशा एक आंसर देना आपको। Being a DevOps engineer, I took the whole ownership of the project. Even if my teammates are not there, I, being the owner, will prioritize all the tasks, will time box things, and will schedule the meetings with whomsoever required. जब आप प्रायोरिटाइज कर देते हो, जैसे आपने बोला कि प्रोडक्शन वाला पहले ले लूंगा, यूज द वर्ड्स लाइक प्रायोरिटाइजेशन, टाइम बॉक्स। आपका भी टास्क करना है, आपका टीममेट जो छुट्टी पे चला गया उसको भी देखना है, तो यू हैव टू टाइम बॉक्स थिंग्स कि 2 घंटे में इसको दूंगा, 3 घंटे में इसको दूंगा। एंड लास्ट, आपने बोला ना हायर अथॉरिटी से, schedule meetings. I'll get on a huddle, I'll get on a quick call with the required people. जब आप ये सारी चीज़ें करते हो ना, तब वो समझ जाता है कि हाँ यार, ही इज़ अ गुड कल्चरल फिट, इसका बिहेवियर अच्छा है। स्केड्यूल कॉल कर रहा है मतलब ही इज़ ओपन टू कम्युनिकेशन। टाइम बॉक्स कर रहा है, उसको पता है टाइम की कीमत, उसके भी टाइम की कीमत और अपने टीममेट की भी टाइम की कीमत। प्रायोरिटाइज कर रहा है, इसको पता है क्या टीम के लिए, कंपनी के लिए क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो ऐसे आंसर्स को ये ट्रिकी कीवर्ड से सॉल्व करना है, ठीक है। बाकी आई थिंक यू डिड रियली वेल मधुप, एंड रियली गुड कॉन्फिडेंस, इट्स रियली गुड। एंड आई थिंक आपके 4 से ज़्यादा इंटरव्यूज लाइंड अप है। सो जाते जाते ओके, उससे पहले आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था ऑफ अ मॉक इंटरव्यू?
सो एक्चुअली फर्स्ट टाइम मैंने मॉक इंटरव्यू दिया, क्योंकि इसके पहले जब मैं एफएस ज्वाइन किया था मैंने, तो डायरेक्टली इंटरव्यू हुआ और उसमें मेरा सिलेक्शन हो गया। बट फर्स्ट टाइम मैं मॉक इंटरव्यू देना काफ़ी बेटर लगा मुझे, एंड मैं कॉन्फिडेंट फील कर रहा हूँ कि मैं कल के इंटरव्यू में अच्छा कर पाऊँगा।
गुड गुड, रियली गुड। ऑल द बेस्ट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कि आप आपको पहले तो इंटरव्यूज स्केड्यूल हो रहे हैं, विच मीन्स यू हैव अ गुड रेज्यूमे, आपके स्किल्स बहुत अच्छे हैं। सो ऑल द बेस्ट, आई होप दिस मॉक इंटरव्यू हेल्प्स, एंड आई होप कि जितने लोग आपके इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस से सीखे हैं, उनका भी इंटरव्यू अच्छा जाए। आई कैन सी देयर इज अ भावेश जिनका इंटरव्यू नेक्स्ट वीक है, सो आई रियली होप उनका भी इंटरव्यू अच्छा चला जाए। सो गुड, सो थैंक यू सो मच मधुप। आई होप दैट्स एवरीथिंग। अगर आपको कुछ शेयर करना होगा, डेफिनेटली प्लीज शेयर, बट दैट्स इट
यस
फ्रॉम
सर,
माई
अभी
साइड।
सक्सेस स्टोरी शेयर करूंगा आपके साथ बिल्कुल काफी जल्द।
क्या बात है, क्या बात है। गो फॉर इट, ऑल द बेस्ट, एंड ऐसे ही बढ़िया बढ़िया इंटरव्यूज लाइंड अप हो आपके, क्लियर हो, आप बढ़िया स्विच मारो, एंड ऐसे ही मस्त खुश रहो, हंसते रहो। थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक्स अ लॉट
थैंक
मधु।
यू। थैंक यू।
सो ये थे मधुप, जो अपना टाइम निकाल के आपके साथ और मेरे साथ अपना एक मॉक इंटरव्यू लाइव शेयर कर रहे थे। आप में से बहुत लोग लाइव इसको देख रहे होंगे, बहुत लोग को ये स्ट्रीम पसंद भी आई होगी, बहुत लोगों ने इससे बहुत कुछ सीखा भी होगा। बट एक चीज़ जो यहाँ पे नोट करने की है, जब आप एक चार दीवारी के अंदर इंटरव्यू देते हो, आप एक डर लेके चलते हो कि कहीं मैं रिजेक्ट ना हो जाऊं, कहीं मेरा इंटरव्यू खराब ना हो जाए। अब सोचो, आप पूरी दुनिया के सामने एक मॉक इंटरव्यू दे रहे हो, लगा डर? नहीं, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा, मॉक इंटरव्यू है, नहीं होगा अच्छा, कुछ बात भूल जाएंगे। भैया एक कंपनी नहीं, ऐसी बहुत सारी कंपनी आएंगी, कभी भी डरो मत। इंटरव्यू एक कॉन्वर्जेशन होना चाहिए। जब कॉन्वर्जेशन करते हो ना, कंपनी को भी अच्छा लगता है कि यार हमें हमें अच्छा खासा एक नया एम्प्लॉय मिलेगा, चलो चाय पे अच्छी बातें होंगी, टीम मीटिंग्स में बोर नहीं करेगा। तो हैव गुड कॉन्वर्जेशंस, हैव गुड कॉन्फिडेंस, एंड ट्राई टू मेक थिंग्स फ्रेंडली। टेक्निकली स्ट्रांग रहना है, क्योंकि इंटरव्यू उसी पे है, टेक्निकल राउंड, टेक्निकली स्ट्रांग रहना है, उस पर तो कोई डाउट ही नहीं है। बट आपका जो बिहेवियर है, आपका जो कल्चरल फिट है, वो भी कंपनीज देखते हैं। तो आज की वीडियो में इतना ही दोस्तों। अगर आप चाहते हो कि मैं ऐसी और वीडियोस लेके आऊँ आपके लिए, तो ज़रूर मुझको कमेंट्स में बताना। और अगर आपको ये इंटरव्यू, ये स्ट्रीम पसंद आई है और आप लिंक्डइन पे देख रहे हो, तो रिपोस्ट कर दो। यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हो तो अपने दोस्त के साथ शेयर कर दो। और हाँ, लाइक करना बिल्कुल मत भूलना। यहां तक वीडियो में बने रहने के लिए धन्यवाद। देखते रहिए ट्रेन विद शिवम चैनल। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग। ओ हाँ, एंडिंग द स्ट्रीम इन 3, 2, 1, बाय।